Welcome back to America Decides. Stop me if you've heard this before. The presidential race is very close in Georgia. How close? Well, a brand new CBS News poll finds former President Trump 2 points ahead of Vice President Harris. As you might recall, Georgia narrowly went blue for the first time in decades in 2020. Our CBS News Deputy Director of Elections and Data Analytics, Kabir Khanna, joins us now. Kabir, break down the numbers for us.
Well, Major, I'm focused on Georgia this week for two reasons. One is that it has one of the biggest electoral hauls among the battleground states, second only to Pennsylvania. And also, as you said, it's a very competitive state these days. We have Trump with a 2-point edge that's well within the margin of error. One cool thing that we can do with the CBS News Battleground Tracker that you won't get in a typical poll is look at data at a much more granular level. What I've done here is produced an estimate of Harris's support and Trump's support in each of Georgia's 159 counties. And what you'll see is a familiar pattern. Donald Trump is running up the score in smaller rural counties in the southeast and northwest of the state, while Harris is doing better around major cities. Let me point your attention to one set of counties in particular, and that's the Atlanta metro area and the suburbs around Atlanta. You may remember this was crucial to Biden's win in 2020. He ran up the score in Atlanta, and he saw a shift to the left of a few points in Atlanta's diverse growing suburbs. What we find today is that Harris is winning these counties, but she's not quite meeting those margins that Joe Biden saw in 2020. Let me give you one example. If we go to DeKalb County, we currently estimate that Harris is at 76% support there. So she's winning it handily by 3-1. But by comparison, Joe Biden won this county, which is full of black voters, by 84%. So in a race this close, a lot of factors can flip the result, from small shifts in turnout to small shifts in support. If Harris were to get a little bit closer to Biden's numbers in 2020, including matching his support with black voters who make up a third of the electorate, she would pull even statewide, Major.
And Kabir, what did we find in terms of voter importance on issues or the idea about how secure the election will be in Georgia writ large?
So we see a familiar dynamic here. Both the economy and democracy are top concerns among voters in this state. First of all, on the economy, Georgia voters are still feeling the effects of inflation. Many feel that they're worse off than they were before the COVID pandemic. Many feel that housing in their part of the state is unaffordable. And voters who feel worse off are supporting Donald Trump in large numbers. That's a big part of why he has that edge statewide. At the same time, as you can see here, almost as many voters statewide say they're very concerned about whether the U.S. will have a functioning democracy when they think about the next few years. This group is helping keep Harris competitive statewide. They're going for her by 8 points. We also asked folks what they thought about the new rules that the Georgia Election Board has voted on, including a requirement to hand count ballots on election night. While most people feel that this will cause delays in finding out who wins Georgia, and they might be onto something, rule changes aside, we should be very patient in finding out who wins a state like this when it's such a tight margin, Major.
Kabir Khanna, thank you very, very much.